10 o'clock on, I don't know, what is this, Wednesday morning. Driving home from work for the second time. Just felt like making a little video on my way home. One, help me stay awake, because everybody else I know is either at work, asleep, or in Pennsylvania. So I'm just frustrated with everything right now. Kind of been in a little funk. Not sure exactly why. Just can't find the motivation to do anything. I'm exhausted. I work, I go home, try to clean up a little because the kids won't help out as much as I feel like they should, and sleep when I can sleep, because weird fact about me, when everybody else in the house is asleep, I can't sleep. So on my days off, once the kids go to sleep, there's no sleep for me. I've always been that way. But this morning I'm exceptionally irritated because people that find fault in others just to make themselves look good really piss me off. I was super busy last night, worked my butt off, saw tons of patients, had lots of documentation to do. I get off at 5 o'clock in the morning. However, I did not make it out the door of work until 6:30 this morning. And because of all the documentation I had to do. But as I'm getting ready to leave, another nurse goes, "Oh, well, you need to do this note. You forgot to do this note. You need to stay and do this note." Well, no, lady, because I'm the only parent at home right now, I have to go home and take care of my kids. But because she noticed I didn't do a particular note, and to go home, take the kids to school, and then go back to work to do this note. But this particular person seems to always try and find the faults of everybody else. And I don't know if it's to make herself look good, which it doesn't. It just makes her look bad. She's a really good nurse with horrible people skills. So I'm just exceptionally irritated this morning because I worked all night long. I'm tired. I want to go home. I want to sleep. But yeah, I'd turn back around and go do a note that, for the most part was really irrelevant. So yeah, just tired and frustrated with everything. Decided that adulting sucks. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to go back to being a kid where everything was taken care of for me. Sorry, Mom, I was such a bad kid. Really appreciate everything you did now that I have to do it all. So, just so much going on. I miss my wife. Ready for her to come home. Glad she's having a good time. But I don't like when she's gone. Every time she goes out of town, it makes me realize that I am absolutely going to lose my shit when she's no longer here. Being without her is just miserable. There's a part of me missing, even though she's just across the country, so I can only imagine. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when she's gone and there's no phone calls, no texts, no Facebook, no coming home and getting in bed with her in the morning. Like, it's just a horrible thought that most people don't have to think about. You don't go through your relationship thinking about what it's going to be like when they're gone, because that end, even though is inevitable, it's not something that's in the forefront of your mind for, normal people. But it is in our life. The end is always in the forefront of our mind. We live every day like it's the last because we just don't know. We don't lose hope. We don't keep praying for a miracle, but we do stay realistic. And sometimes reality creeps in and it's terrifying. It's a horrible feeling, Your stomach drops. You can't breathe. You don't want to move on anymore. Just the thought of when that's going to happen. And then you think about, wow, how is it really going to be? Like, am I going to be able to function? And I know that that is one of her fears, that I'm not going to function well. But I'm tough. I'll get through it. I may not be unscarred, but I will get through it. That's the reality of it. I know I will. I know I'll survive. I know I'll be okay. I mean, okay in the big picture of things, but I'm not ever going to be okay without her. So I guess that's part of why I'm in my little funk. I get in my feelings when I have too much time to think. But so that's part of it. Just haven't been doing my normal routine of things. Normally pack me a good lunch to go to work. I haven't taken anything to eat to work. Doesn't mean I'm not eating. Trust me, I'm still eating. But, I haven't packed my normal lunches. I don't think I've cooked dinner since she's been gone. It's been sandwiches and ramen and corn dogs and burritos and whatever else we can just throw together. So I'm going to try to fix that on these days off and get my head back on straight and get my life right. And then I've got, worries with my daughter. Her surgery went well, but now the incision is opening back up, and there was a little bit of purulent drainage. Not a whole lot this morning, but it still looks healthy, but it is opening up. And there was a 50-50 chance that was going to happen. We knew that was a great possibility that was going to happen, but it's frustrating that it has happened because we went November, December, January for 4 months packing this wound every single day trying to get it to heal, and it wouldn't heal. So that's when we decided to do surgery. And everything looked great. She made it through surgery. Great. She's had no pain. It's been fantabulous. But now that incision's opening up again, which means that's going to make it harder for it to heal. So she's got a follow-up coming up in the next week or so with the surgeon. So I'll keep an eye on it. If it gets worse, I'll get in there early. But, more than likely we're going to end up going to wound care specialist to hopefully get it taken care of and hope that it doesn't reoccur again. So that's a little frustrating for me and for her on different levels. I know it's frustrating for her because she's a teenager and she wants her life back. She doesn't want to worry about a stupid wound. And it's hard for her to deal with because, there's a good thing there's no pain, but it's hard for her to understand, like, why won't it heal? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't bother me. It just won't heal. So there's that. Trying to get the kids to help around the house, which, I was talking to somebody else at work today, and, that's normal. I get that. Teenagers don't want to do chores, but it's still, even if it is normal, it doesn't make it any less frustrating that I can't get the child to do simple things. Somebody took the trash out last night. I don't know if it was her or her brother, but I was on strike. I wasn't taking that trash out. I wanted one of them to notice it needed to go out. I didn't want to have to tell them, like, it should be a given that if you have to pick the lid up to put trash in it, because it's a swing top lid, if you have to pick the lid up because it won't swing, it's time to take the trash out. Well, it went 3 days that you had to pick the lid up before somebody finally took the trash out. So just, just in general, the main point of today is adulting sucks. It's no fun. There's never any time for myself, which is a lot of my fault. I don't know how to make time for myself. I can't stop worrying about everybody else. I need to make sure the wife's okay and that the wife's happy and has everything that she wants and everything that she needs. And I have to worry about the children and make sure that they have everything they need and most of what they want. And, that they're happy and they're taken care of and their doctor's appointments are covered. And then there's work, being a charge nurse. Like, it's not just go to work and do my job and go home. Like, I'm responsible for the rest of my staff. When the rest of my staff has personal issues or issues at work, like, I take those on because I feel like that is my job as their charge nurse, as their leader, that they don't go through personal problems by themselves. Like, I pride myself that my team at work, we're a family. We're always there for each other. And there's a few of them that are always there for me, and even the ones that aren't, just because it's not their thing, like, I'm still always there for them. So even when I'm not at work, like, I'm thinking about work or I'm thinking about what my staff is going through if they're dealing with something at home and they've talked about it at work. Like, I worry about that. Even when I take time off, I check on them. Everything going okay? I don't have any questions. I never leave them to their own devices. Not that I don't trust them. It's just I feel as their charge nurse and their leader, it's my job. So even when I'm not at work, I'm thinking about work. And making sure the dogs are taken care of and the cat's taken care of, and it just so much stuff to worry about. And I know that the lack of me time is my fault, because I don't know how to shut off the part of me that worries about everybody else. When I do take time out for myself, then I feel guilty for doing something for myself, because that's taking away time from others. And some people see this as a quality, some people see it as a flaw, and I think it's a little bit of both. I think it adds more stress to myself than is needed. Stress, of course, is not good as a diabetic, but I had a few mishaps with my insulin pump in the last couple of weeks, or the last week. Started the day I took the wife to the airport. My pump wasn't working right, so my blood sugar was really high and I felt horrible. A few days later, I had taken it off to go take a shower and then forgot to put it back on for a few hours, so then it shot back up and I didn't feel good. A few days after that, the cat slept with me and decided it looked like a fantastic chew toy, so he chewed through the tubing, so therefore the insulin was not getting into my body. So again, I woke up and was sick and felt horrible. So now I'm sure that my A1C next week is not going to be good, probably not going to be within therapeutic range, not going to be anywhere near how she wants it to be, where she wants it to be. So I guess we'll just go from there and see what happens. She's already told me if, I can't get it under control, she'll refer me to an endocrinologist, and I'm not a big fan of endocrinologists. I'm sure I know there's plenty of them out there that are great. I just haven't had good luck with them. I feel like they get very judgmental, and I know that I'm not perfect, especially as a nurse. Like, I lecture my diabetics at work all the time, and I know I'm not perfect, but when they get that look of disappointment and anger, like, it just makes me mad. And the more that you get on to me about doing what I'm supposed to do, the less I'm going to do it. You know? So I don't like being talked to like I'm stupid. And I don't like the ones that won't listen to me when I tell them, this is the way my body is. I don't know how to fix it. I've done this, that, and the other. And they look at me and tell me, there's no such thing. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. It's my body. So, I don't know. Maybe trying to deal with a new doctor soon if she's not pleased with my results, which she probably won't be. So that'll be coming up. I have my eye exam next Monday. Just a yearly exam. So maybe I'll get me some new glasses. Then the end of May, I have a dermatology appointment for a few spots that have come up that kind of concern me. I just want them to check out. I don't think that, they're cancerous. They don't really have all the characteristics, but they could be precancerous, so I'd just rather have a dermatologist look at it. So there was one spot that I originally wanted to go in for, and I failed to make the appointment, so they called and made the appointment for me the other day. But since that initial referral for that one spot that I was concerned about, there's been a few other things that have come up, so I'm actually kind of excited about that appointment. Even though, if I understand correctly, I basically have to get naked in front of some doctor. But I don't like being naked in front of myself, much less some stranger. But that's the only way they're going to be able to see my whole body. So, kind of excited about that appointment. I think it'll be fun. Never been to a dermatologist, so I think it'll be fun. And hopefully they, tell me everything's good and there's nothing to worry about, because we all know the last thing I need is something else to worry about. So, but that's about it. So I'm almost home. But I just remembered I do have other things that I have to go do. So now we're taking a different turn. I need to go by the pharmacy and pick up meds for the wife and the daughter. And I hear I have some stuff waiting for me at the post office. So those are the next two stops I've got. And then, I forgot to get gas before I left work. So that looks like it's probably the first stop I need to make. So anyway, gonna hit the gas station up here around the corner and go to the pharmacy and to the post office. So thanks for the support. Thanks for listening to me rant. And that's it. The point is that everybody has bad days, and sometimes you just have to bitch about them, and that's what today was. Public service announcement for the day: don't be a douche. Don't point out, make it a point to find other people's flaws, because nobody is perfect. So I guess that's it. So y'all take care, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.